Hello, hello, and welcome back, everyone, to Minotaur Hotel. We're at the start of a new day. It's gonna be fun. The following morning, as usual, the sound of Asterion's hooves clopping on the floor, and the smell of breakfast wakes you up. You wake up, get dressed, and head out of the bedroom. Asterion once again greets you.
Good morning, Master. Hope you slept well.
After the breakfast routine, this time Asterion serves scrambled eggs, ham, and freshly squeezed orange juice. He washed the dishes and returns to you.
What are your plans for today, Master?
Well, it's still pretty early. I think I'm going to stick around here and tinker with my phone a little while. See if I can get it to work. What about you?
I think I'll head to the reception, if we're lucky enough to get any more guests.
So soon? Well, I guess Luke got here soon after, soon after we lit the hearth. So it's possible.
Oh, before I go, what should I wear today, Master? If my fur color is my fur color, right?
This is still just that one outfit, right? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. This is cuter. I guess my problem is like the white fur does not go with this. That works a little better. The white and black with that. Actually, I'm very curious. Oh. Game? Okay. I don't know if I like that. With this color, anyway. Like, This fur color works really well with this top. I like it the most with this outfit. What does it look like with the modern outfit? Neat. Can I force him to just go nude? That's weird. Oh, okay. Do I make him just wear this for today? Just for shits and giggles? Like part of it could be also the background. It's like washing him out of the scene. I kind of want to like remove the background so I can like do I want to stare at this outfit the whole day? It just so doesn't match like his personality though. Right? I almost wish I could turn this into like a deeper beige, I guess. And maybe change the pants color as well. Like I almost want to turn this gray. See what that does, right? We turn this into a deeper brown and see what that looks like with the fur color. Because the black works really well with the white. I still am not a big fan of this orange though. Like, it's mainly I don't like that it goes all the way across. Like, I feel bad, but like, it's like, oh, not sure if I like that. Yes, we're gonna be here all day. I'm sorry, folks. How often do we get to go to this screen? Like, that's my question. Like, is it gonna be every morning I get to choose his outfit? Do we get more outfits? That's also a question I have. I do think this just looks better than this with the white fur, so I might, let's... Yeah. What's the matter, Asterion?
Well, I'm debating whether I should tell you this or not, but I suppose I mustn't mean mustn't mean a lot to you, but I appreciate that Master has been good to me in one sense.
What do you mean?
Some of the more ruthless masters enjoyed humiliating me in many ways. Stripping me down and make me walk on all fours, that was a common one. I may be a hybrid, but I am half human. I'm not a beast. That comes to an end. That came to an end, thankfully. In accordance with the contracts written and signed with previous masters, I am forbidden from exposing myself when we are expecting guests. Neither may I establish a relationship with a guest. I am under a variety of restrictions. Not all of these contracts are written out of kindness, but they are beneficial. I am happy that you haven't attempted to break that rule, Master Josh. Forgive me for bringing up the subject, but I thought it was important that you know. Very well then. I shall head to the reception.
Asterion leaves and gives you a smile before closing the door behind him. You sit down on the couch, staring at the door and then the window, and think about how to spend your morning. How does this, I'm so curious how long this game is and who all the characters are. Who are we meeting now? I know so little about this game. And yet everyone tells me I fucked up with the conversation with the snake. I saw that this morning. But it's fine. That just means I have to do a second route, right? Does that mean I'm getting the bad ending? Is that what it is? What are the bad? What is with this game? I don't know what the thingies are. Am I losing? Do I not get to be with the bull? Platonically? The light plays through the verdant leaves above. What, Verdant Sanctuary? Is that what that card was called? Casting flickering shadows along the forest path. To either side, trees sway in the light breeze, whispering their secrets to each other, and the traveler passing under their boat. Where Bogue? What does that mean?
Bow.
Bow?
Bow.
Okay. A main branch of a tree. What? That has a name? Of course it has a fucking name, but I don't know. Look, I should close this. Bow. I thought that was the name of a dumpling. It's spelled differently, but a bow? Yeah. Whoa, lad. Okay. Was he the other? It was like a blue dragon guy that was the other, what's it called? That could be the lounge master? Did I make the right choice putting in Luke? I don't know. I just kind of chose him because he is a bird. A little horny for my taste. But yeah. The dragon hums a quiet, simple tune to himself. His deep rumbling bass a counterpart to the rustling of the leaves above. Through his travels during these long, lonely years, he's come to appreciate the sounds of the world around him. He's learned how to tune himself into them, letting them flow around him like the river from which he was born. They are like companions, constant and dependable. They fill the silence. They bring peace to his mind and heart during his long, seemingly endless search. As he walks, his humming trails off as the wind dies down. He reaches into the bag slung over his shoulder and pulls out a plastic bottle of water. He's deft. Clawed fingers quickly unscrewing the cap, and tips it back to let the life-bringing substance pour into his waiting maw. Oh, that's cute. It never ceases to amaze him how many conveniences like this had popped up over the years. With a When he had first started his journey to the land of his birth, a clean, fresh water like this was an almost sacred commodity, something to be rationed out and scratched. Screeched? Scratched. Stretched. What the fuck? This was a C like 2 seconds ago. Where'd this T come from? What? Stretched the last little drop. And now it could be brought at a penance. His thoughts turned to the young man at the store in the small town he'd left earlier that morning. He had insisted on packing his bag full of water bottles and snacks for the road. Richard was his name, and he was the co-owner, along with his wife, of the hiking supply outpost where the dragon had spent the last few days. He worked, and they provided food and shelter. That was the agreement, similar to ones he'd struck along all along the winding road behind him. And when the time had come for him to leave, as it always did, Richard had shaken his hand and patted his shoulder and wished him farewell like an old friend. A cherished friend. And yet, Richard was blissfully unaware of the simple fact that his guest was not human. The charm he kept hidden maintained the guise of humanity. Gretchen, Richard's wife, and better half, the man had always said, with a wide grin, had fussed over the dragon. A nice pair of hiking boots would do better than the old worn sandals on his feet, she argued. The dragon had only laughed. They'd done more than enough for him, and had both his gratitude and his blessing, before leaving the two of them waving from the door of the shop. He hadn't looked back to them. He never did. The dragon shakes himself out of his thoughts, caps his water bottle, and drops it in his bag. He had no time for reverie, but the shadows on the ground, it looks to be somewhere around late afternoon, and he has far longer to walk before the day is done. His name is Kota, and he is a drifter. However, his travels are far from aimless. The dragon is in search of something dear to him that was lost a long time ago. As Kota wanders along the path, listening to the soft sounds of nature around him, his ears begin to pick up a quiet, familiar noise, as familiar as his own breathing. A river. Before he can stop them, his feet take him to the source of the sound. He leaves the trail behind, slipping through the undergrowth and leaping over fallen logs with a sinuous agility that believes his size. Finally, the trees give way to the sight of a winding, burbling stream. It's shallow, but Kota doesn't mind. He steps out of his sandals and takes a seat on the riverbank to to slip his tired feet into the rushing water. It's warm, so warm. Old, half-forgotten instincts fill his breast, making the dragon's breath hitch in his throat. It's been so long since he's had a proper bath in a warm river like this, and the need to feel the water's absence, it itches over his scales and pricks at the far corner of his languid mind. No, okay. His yukata worn and smelling faintly of sweat and road dust comes off first. Kota picks up the tune he was humming earlier as he folds the garments in his lap over and over into a nice, neat bundle, and then carefully set aside on the soft grass. The dragon looks around for a moment, ensuring he's completely alone, and then unwinds in fudanshi from around his hips with the same practiced grace. Good. He knows full well that there's no shame in his nudity, but centuries of wandering the new world have allowed modern sensibilities of modern modesty to rub off on him. None of it is helped by the age's law. There was no time when creatures like him were free to plainly wander the world of men. Nowadays, there are consequences to breaking the secret. Kota can't help a quick, shameful thrill down his spine as he bares himself, even with no one else around to see it. Nevertheless, he keeps his clothes nearby, so he's within the charm's range. With a sort of grunt and half-hop, the dragon slips into the water, the warm, flowing waters of the river. Ah. Okay. As soon as the water touches his scales, his muscles relax, and and he sinks waist deep into the river. The low sigh escapes his lips in a slow, lazy exhale, and his maned head falls back to the rest of the riverbank. He hadn't believed how... He hadn't realized how bone-dry wary he'd become, but now, with the rushing water caressing and embracing him, peace stills his mind for the first time in centuries. The warm current feels familiar, like an old friend, an old lover, welcoming him to the home left behind long ago. As he lounges against the riverbank, feeling the hard, smooth pebbles beneath and the swirling, flowing river and folding him, Kota grasps at that familiarity. He allows his mind to wander along with his hands. Over his shoulders and across his chest, the claws picking at the ridges between his scales. Below his belly, across his sides and hip, his thighs. Excuse me. As his pensive thoughts sink into the warm haze of his meditation, a finger brushes the soft scale lips of the slits of the slit at the dragon's crotch. As it slips inside, teasing the sensitive inner flesh, the finger becomes someone else's, someone from long ago. He can almost feel their breath on his ear, and hear the warm rumble of their purring voice, whatever. Kota's heart flutters along with his eyelids as the fingertip within his brushes against the spot that makes his toes curl and his breath hitch in his throat. The slow, tender caress of the river water of his home isn't the only thing the dragon has longed for all these years. The dragon can... he can feel the flesh within, the hidden length of his manhood, staring at his thoughts, the desire, the need. With a long sigh, Koto reluctantly draws his finger out of himself and moves his hand back to his stomach. He rubs over his body and up his chest to his neck. A half-remembered poem flickering through the dragon's mind as his hands scrub away the dust and sweat of his journey.
I like to wash the dust of this world in the droplets of dew. Within dewdrops dripping, I wish somehow I could wash this perishing world.
His breath breath dusts out of his nostrils as his hands fall to his side. The river takes over, stroking his scales and limbs with its current. Its comfort a pale echo of what the dragon longed for.
Won't you come see me? Won't you come and see? Loneliness, just one leaf from the curry tree.
Basho, right? Kota's eyes snap open as he has his head turns. He didn't hear anyone approach, and yet there's a man standing by the tree line.
Sorry to sneak you up on you like that. You don't mind me. You don't mind some company, do you? Sounds like you could use it. No. I don't mind at all. Please.
The dragon schools his face into a warming smile and gestures the man forward with a languid wave. For a moment, Kota is worried that his nakedness might embarrass his impromptu guest, but the man settles comfortably at the riverbank nearby. The dragon scoots closer to his discarded clothes.
Sorry again. I've been walking all day, and my feet are killing me.
The stranger kicks his shoes off with a long sigh, and then slips his feet into the water, much like Kota did earlier, downstream from the dragon, which makes Kota smile as he gives a man a nod.
Believe me, I do not blame you at all. I myself have only stopped here for a moment's rest.
It's a nice place that you found, even if it's only to rest for a moment. Where are you headed from? Where are you heading from here, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, here and there. I'm more of a wanderer, you see. And you,
The dragon the dragon looks to the stranger with a polite but expectant expression.
In my new clothes, I feel so different. I must look like someone else. A fellow fan of, Matsuo Sensei's work, I see.
That's right. My friends call me Jean. I was making a delivery, but I got just a bit lost. The man rubs at the back of his head with an embarrassed laugh, and Kota lets out a soft chuckle.
But it's when we are lost that we are most easily able to find ourselves. Of course, it's easier when we have some help. I'd be glad to lead you back to the road, Jin-san.
Thank you, Mr.
Oh, sumimasen. I am Kota.
Well, it's good to meet you, Kota, and your help would be really appreciated. The man offers his hand with a wide smile, and Kota turns to shake Jean's hand, and he's grown used to doing with everyone he meets. However, he can't stop himself from giving Jean a short half bow from his sitting position.
Pardon me, if I may assume. But you're from Japan, yes? Hi, that's right. It's been a long journey from the lands of my home. But I have enjoyed the wandering. It is marvelous to see new sights, is it not? Like this river.
The dragon gestures to the idyllic landscape surrounding them. The rushing, chuckling water. Chuckling? Chuckling? What is this word? Water. And the wind through the trees, singing a soft, gentle song. Oh, it's just, I just realized that's backwards now. That's funny. Just reflect it. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. The large, bow. Right. The large bow overhead, providing shade while allowing diamonds of sunlight to sparkle on the flowing surface of the river. The cool grass at the river's edge.
I made my home in such an unspoiled river long ago. Untarnished nature holds special significance to me. You and I may be the only ones that have seen this place in years. See how untouched it is? Smell the freshness of the air.
Jean laughs. Well, you're certainly passionate, Kota. That's always good to see in a fellow traveler. I'm from Europe, myself. Even there, places like this are becoming a rarity, sadly. But there's still so much to see. It's why I became a delivery man, you see. I guess you could say that. The wanderlust is in my blood.
It seems you too are a long way from home, Jin-san. I'm sure you've gathered many stories in your journeys from place to place.
Ah, yes. More than enough for several lifetimes. I could tell you some of them while we walk, if you're ready to get going. The dragon raises to his feet, and the water flows down and off his body like a silken robe. With a groan, Kota stretches and then climbs back up onto the riverbank, completely dry.
Allow me a moment to get dressed, and then I shall be prepared. And if you'd like, I've quite a few stories of my own travels that I can share with you as well.
Sure, I'd like that very much. The two exchange glances and nods. A spark of understanding and acceptance flicker between Kota and Jean, the understanding of two fellow travelers sharing the road with each other. I think I'll end the part here. So I'll see you around, everyone.